couldn't believe it. Yeah, but who have Ireland got next week? Oh, they got the
France.
French.
Yeah.
I made a big call on the live last week that I think Italy might be quite a bit improved.
Yeah, they looked. I thought they actually looked okay when they played France. I don't think the scoreline did them much justice.
No, like that French side is something else.
Yeah,
So I wonder whether it was that or whether then it's all as even as we think. But I don't know. But we'll see.
yeah,
But the thing. So what I think I want to start this out by just saying that you are watching quite a lot of rugby. Like I remember a few
yeah,
times we've tried to call you, like, oh, what about this month? What about after the Munster game, or we're putting it
yeah,
around
yeah,
sport? Like this is a point that I've made for a few people where it's like because we're in lockdown and because we can't play, people are missing out on sport, and if they're finding motivation and stuff tough. And I think if you find motivation like tough, you feel like it's because you feel disconnected. And I think watching just rugby sort of gets you back into it. I don't know if it's the same for you.
yeah. No, like I definitely watch it a lot just to like keep the hunger there a small bit. Like watching the game there today, I was like, fuck, I really love to be playing now next weekend
Yeah,
or something. So,
yeah. You miss it, but it's not
yeah,
like because obviously it's not a replacement. But at
no, not
least
at
you
all.
see that it's still going ahead, and you still like remember the ins and outs. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the motivation drops when you just stay completely away of it. You stop caring about it, and then you're like, oh, why would I do this?
yeah,
But it's like watching it is a constant reminder of like when you do eventually get back to play, it is just so much fun.
yeah. Hopefully, it won't be too much longer now.
Yeah, yeah. So what is your actually? Let's build back. So I want to go back to before the first lockdown. So
Yeah.
what was your situation then? And
So we're
how's that
talking kind of like
changed?
August, September, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was grand. We got straight into pre-season.
Well, so that's
Played
yeah. No,
one.
sorry. Yeah, after I said before. I meant yeah after the
Yeah.
first lockdown. So
Yeah. So whatever we had all summer, we were just kind of training away ourselves. Then August, we went training with Highfield, new club. Did pre-season with them. Played one warm-up game against UCC, which we won, and then we played the first league game, which we drew, and then 6 of our players got COVID, so
oh
that was two games in a row called off then, and then the week after that, then they just called off everything.
Jesus. So you swept it under the rug quite casually, but
Yeah,
UCC was your old club, right?
yeah,
So you beat your old
um,
club with your new club.
yeah, it
What
was
was
sweet.
that like? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty like playing. I was playing against all the lads that I would have played with for the last 2 years.
Hmm.
Um, So yeah, it's nice to get one over on them. They weren't too
Well,
happy about it.
and how many of them would you have actually played with? Because I know you because this we were having a few conversations with
Yeah.
under 20s versus playing in
Oh yeah.
the men's
So
squad and
my first year I played more seniors than under 20s, and then my second year I played more under 20s and seniors. So I kind of played with them all really. There's guys after coming through from under 20s into that senior team, and there's guys I would have played with my first year with them as well on the senior team. So I knew all of them really.
and was there anything that like pulled the trigger for you to choose that you were definitely gonna
Just
change club?
playing time really. Took a lot of decisions, because I have a lot of good friends there. But I kind of, I was delighted I made the move in the end.
Told you
Highfield's a
would
great
be.
club. Yeah. And kind of in those 2 games I played, I definitely felt like made the number 3 jersey my own.
Nice.
And just probably the competition isn't as intense in Highfield as it was in UCC, but still a really good team. Like, very physical, very kind of forward orientated. They love scrumming and mauling, and it's all about physicality.
Nice.
Whereas UCC was all kind of college ball, passing around the place and high tempo.
Well, is it not because there's like UCC is more established with links to Munster and whatnot,
Yeah, it
other
would be. Yeah,
provinces? So
there's
there's always
about
going to be more competition. It's just a bigger club, right? Whereas Highfield, I believe, for
yeah. Well,
coming up.
I feel probably be bigger in the sense that there'd be more members, but UCC probably bigger in stature at the moment anyway. They're in the top division, Highfield being the second division. So there's not much between them.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. So I guess what happened in terms of coming back from your lockdown in terms and like getting into preseason? How did you feel when you first got back to preseason? What work did we do sort of to help me like guide a bit more of your macro cycle? What work did we do during lockdown that was really beneficial?
I remember we did a lot of I was doing like 3 times a week was like sprints and those like circuits of getting off the ground quicker. Kind of practicing the rocking drills. You're down on the pad and up again. Those kind of things. I thought not even for my fitness, just the way I was moving around the pitch. Just felt a lot lighter on my feet. A lot quicker getting up off the ground and stuff. But also kind of transitioned into my tackles, my carries, so I was that little bit faster. Obviously lost a good chunk of weight as well.
How much?
That kind of so dropped from 123 down to the lowest I hit was 116, but that was probably only for like 2 days.
2 days, two mornings as well, right?
2 mornings, yeah. But yeah, like it dropped down 118 pretty consistently, which I think is a pretty ideal weight to be playing at. It just allows me to get around quicker and stuff.
What are you now?
120.4 this morning.
Nice. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, I think 116 would be the absolute lowest. Where if you hit that number, and if you like, we would be like, okay, definitely, we shouldn't even be thinking about a deficit at any point soon. But and then I'd say it's like then you would work up to probably like 124-ish would be like the heaviest, and you would just hover between those two weights. And ideally, as the years go on, you hover between those weights, getting staying leaner and leaner and leaner. And that way, you're never too thin that you might be exposed, but you're also like, it's one thing to try and be big to sort of impose yourself, especially as a front row, but when it sort of makes you lacking in so many other areas. Yeah, like yes, it's important to scrummage, but we're taking care of that by not letting you get lower than 118 or be weaker than that. So I think that's spot on. Okay, so I guess in terms of your body weight at the minute, like, do we want to sort of just keep it around that and see where we go with the training?
I kind of like to get down to like 118 again, and then maybe then look to put on size then.
We can do that.
Won't be playing rugby for a good while, probably.
Yeah, so it's not so the leaner you get, it's not like if you do lose, like no chance you're gonna be losing muscle with the work that we're doing. But if you got if you do lose a little bit of strength and a little bit of like brute or overall force and mass that might impact you in a scrum, obviously we can get that back before pre-season.
Putting on weight definitely isn't a weak point of mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so in terms of like any of the other work, so the movement-based conditioning is something that you're quite a fan of.
Yeah, and tempos. I've used to kind of hate them. Really, I just kind of thought they were a lot of effort. Just go for these, doing the same pace at every for 100 meters, every single striding it out and stuff like that. But then once I kind of got into a routine of doing them twice a week, it's like I could feel myself getting better at them every week. And then as soon as we got into the first pre-season training, it was all tempos, and I was kind of like, oh fuck, I've been doing this all summer. This isn't so bad at all. That's
actually class. Did I have a strength and conditioning coach there? Oh yeah, you did. Of course I do. Is he a younger guy?
He's 27 or 28.
Yeah, then perfect. Like he knows what he's like. I find that the younger you get the coaches, the more they're likely to sort of challenge the status quo. Whereas if you've got a lot of, there's not all of them, but some older coaches they just do the rounds of the teams, or they just stay in the same team, and they just do the same old shit time and time again. It's like, why? So yeah, that's nice. And then did you find that those tempos helped you move about the pitch from what I saw?
The first game I played this season anyway, I just felt a huge improvement in my fitness from the season before. It was definitely down to just keeping that routine of doing the tempos and the movement and stuff as well. Like,
in what way did you feel fitter?
So like I make a carry, and I just notice as soon as I make the carry and do the breakdown or whatever, I just be straight up again, back on the feet, and I wouldn't be carrying myself around the pitch like I used to. I was just a bit more kind of nimble around the place, and I was just showing for more carries, making more tackles, making more breakdowns, everything.
Nice. Yeah. So you just get through so much more volume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. Is is there anything else about the conditioning? Because we did high intensity work as well.
Yeah.
Do you think that's sort of benefited you? You want to see that return, or is it more a case of just that aerobic work over time, and
I
then?
think it was yeah, I think it was the aerobic work really. Just building up, the strong base, and then probably the high intensity stuff then on top of it, like probably helped once I built the base from with the tempos. Made the high intensity stuff easier.
Yeah, sounds good. And then I guess more before. So you've done a week of, not a week, a month of the sort of the basics block that I put you through.
hmm
Give me a feedback on that.
So yeah, I'm finding it pretty good to be honest for like how much equipment I have and stuff. Obviously, there's no gyms and stuff in lockdown, and I couldn't get as much weight and equipment as I had for the last lockdowns.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's been pretty tough in that regard, just to kind of you're doing literally the bare minimum, but at the same time, like it's challenging for what it is. Like taking the time to look at my squat form and stuff, slowing it right down, doing the bear crawls really slowly, kind of, it's imitating scrums a small bit,
Hmm.
and you get good work out of it. But yeah, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Gonna have to work with it for now.
Yeah. Have you found? I don't want to say have you found them to benefit. I more want to say is have you found yourself improving at the movements themselves? Like.
Yeah, definitely from the first week anyway. Even up to today. When I was sending you those videos of the squats, like from the first week,
Hmm.
and definitely to this week anyway, they've improved. Just slowing it down and stuff, and making sure I'm getting deep into it and stuff. Yeah, it's challenging for what it is. Like,
Yeah. And what were you doing before that?
so the gyms are kind of open for small bit in December. Um, we kind of had 3 weeks where there was no real restrictions or anything before things got bad again. So I was just in the gym. Um, we weren't really training and stuff with Highfield because there was no games on the horizon. So I was just kind of going to the gym and doing whatever I felt like on that day. I just I wasn't doing much conditioning. I was just kind of going in and doing like a squat, a pull, a press, a carry, maybe like 20 minutes on the bike or something like that, just spinning my legs. But I wasn't really doing much running or any speed or anything like that. I was just kind of going through the motions, I suppose.
And then even before that, like, so is it? Am I right in saying that like this is the third proper lockdown because there was one in
Yeah,
like
this will be the
November
third.
time,
Yeah,
and then they
um,
decided to open it back up for like,
3 weeks. Yeah, didn't really make any sense at all. But what can you do?
especially
We're
now.
here now. Yeah. But before that, before the second lockdown, I was in the gym probably 3 days a week, training on the pitch 2 days a week with a game at the weekend. And I'd look to like either get like a speed session in kind of before training on a Tuesday, just do a few sprints, and a bit of ankle mobility and stuff, small bit of power, kind of jumps, stuff like that. So it's pretty full on like before the second lockdown. We're just kind of getting into the groove of proper rugby season again. Um, just when you're starting to enjoy it again, and it's back into lockdown again. So it's frustrating, like, but yeah, nothing you can really do about it.
Um, I was there. Were you doing the sprint sort of alone when you were going there,
Uh,
or is it like
yeah,
a
like you're kind
team
of.
session?
I just no, I was just doing them alone.
Nice. Because your training was taken over by, or you had, did you have team sessions like were the gym sessions team sessions or? How'd
Yeah.
it work?
So we just had a program put up on a app, and you just like there's a gym in Highfield, so you just kind of do it whenever you can go. But there might be a few lads down there you could do it with and stuff.
Find that more motivating?
No, to be honest, actually, I prefer going to the gym myself and just sticking on my headphones and just not talking to anybody.
Yeah,
Um,
I get the same thing. Some every now and again, I'll have some like I'll have a friend that I want to lift with or do something like that, and
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
start missing a training partner. But then straight away I'm like, nah, I prefer just doing this on my own.
No, I'm much prefer going to the gym on my own. It's like,
It's
it's
your
the
you
only
time,
hour you
right?
might get to yourself in the day. Yeah, exactly. It's therapeutic.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I guess motivation in general. What is that like for you?
I don't really find it hard, to be honest, to, like get motivated. Most of my motivation is kind of based on like a routine, really. Um, I can go off routine sometimes. In the summer, like around Christmas and stuff, and all my friends are around, and there's nights out coming at you every week, and you can kind of lose your routine then. But once you get 2 or 3 weeks in a row, just solid routine, your motivation comes pretty easy. Especially in season, when you're training twice a week, and you have to go to the gym and stuff. It's kind of just ticking the boxes every week. Is the motivation?
So like you're sort of allowing yourself a couple weeks here and there where it kind of the wheels don't quite fall off, but they start getting wobbly, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But then you're quite good at noticing that and being like, okay, let's get back on like the straight and
yeah,
narrow,
yeah,
and yeah,
yeah. You couldn't be at that all year.
no, no chance. Well, people do, but yeah,
Yeah.
once you get into like the long term habit of feeling the way you feel by going to the gym week in
Mhm.
week out, or by sticking with a program week in week out, like for months, like I think it's very hard to get out of it at that point. Like I think people get out of it if they stick with it for a few months,
Mhm.
or not even a few months, a few weeks, maybe a few months. But once you've done it for like a couple years, like it's funny. You probably don't know what it's like to live a life where you don't go to the gym for even like 1 month.
Yeah, it's been like this since I was probably 16, where I've just
Yeah,
had that routine of I probably haven't put 2 weeks together where I haven't gone to the gym
yeah.
um in the last 6 years.
hmm
So it's just kind of it's just pretty much routine. There is no real motivation.
I always
It's
say
just part of it's just
it's
part of
like
my week.
brushing your teeth. You're not
Yeah,
motivated to
exactly.
brush
Yeah,
your
yeah,
teeth, or even more like it's like going to work. Like you're not
yeah.
motivated to go to
It's what,
work,
but yeah,
um, but you do it because at the end of the month you get the paycheck. Whereas at the end of the
yeah,
month for training, you get some gains.
yeah, exactly.
What about during lockdown? Especially with this third lockdown, it's got to be pretty tedious. Um,
Yeah, you kind of get sick of it, I suppose. Just the lack of social interaction, I suppose, and also just like it's so restrictive, that you can't even go to the gym by yourself. But no, definitely like training and stuff by myself during lockdown is helped loads just for my head. Like, but
hmm
like college is pretty busy at the moment as well, so it's just a nice escape. To take the hour and a half out of the day just to just work on myself and get the training done and come back to college. But yeah, it's a big help to be able to train. Like,
What time of the day are you training?
I usually do it in the evenings, just when I have all my college work done.
Oh, okay, so it's like that's the end of your day
Yeah, see,
or end of your
well,
working day.
this month, then, just the last week, I've started swimming every day,
hmm
um, in the cold water. So I just get up early and I do that.
Oh
Go
yeah,
down to the beach and swim. It's absolutely freezing, but
get your Wim Hof
started.
on.
Yeah, so he's exactly why I started. I just went down a rabbit hole, so I just said I'd try it out. But I'm actually loving it. It kind of just wakes you up for the day. You start the day right. So
How long does it take
no,
you to get to the sea?
it's a 10-minute drive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So what time are you waking up?
about 8:30,
Okay, and just
and
getting
just
straight. Yeah.
straight there. Have a coffee after and come back and just get stuck into college work then.
Mate, you've given me an idea. I can literally stare out my window here, and there's a sea there. It's not cold, but
Yeah, I don't know. Where you know?
I'm in Natal, Brazil, which is like the north. It's like north, so it's closer to the equator than Rio. It's
Very
pretty
nice.
warm. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait probably 2 more weeks for my eye to get better, and then
Yeah,
I'll start hitting some jujitsu. I hope.
very
But
nice, very nice.
that sea might be a part of the routine. I do like that. I did that when I was in the Middle East, even when it was
Yeah.
cold. Yeah, something just to wake you up. And again, it's something that isn't easy,
Hmm.
but afterwards you enjoy. And
Yeah.
that's why usually I tell people that like training first thing in the morning is usually like such a good way to start the day, because you need to do it. Um, you don't really want to do it, but you always know that you're going to feel better after.
Yeah, it's beneficial, and it also just it's kind of like a healthy habit, really. Just it adds to the routine of the day and the week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think routine is one of the bigger things when like, because you're so routine. It's takes the place of motivation. You don't think about it.
Hmm.
It's like what you just do every day. You're not finding the time to train. Like, you have the time to train. In fact, not only do you have the time to train, you have the exact time to train. You know when you're
Yeah,
doing it, when you finish college
too
work.
much time to train.
No, mate, we're gonna put you on some good work, actually.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, let's go back to that. So, are you down for getting it done every like 6 days a week?
Yeah, yeah. I'm nothing
Um,
better to be doing.
yeah. What have you been doing since I've been putting? Because you've only had, what is it, 3 or 4 training days before. Have you been doing
Yeah,
stuff on the other days, or is it just
yeah. I've been doing. I try to get 2 tempo sessions a week.
yeah?
Um, start grand. Maybe a 5K jog every now and then as well.
Here
Um,
you were hating the tempos on the 5Ks before now, mate.
yeah. Now I'm addicted.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Getting them in, getting extra tempos in, unbelievable. Um, that's cool. So they can stay in. I think, and we could just from there sort of build out the plan of the hypertrophy work. What Remind me of the equipment you have available.
So I have a 16 kg kettlebell and an 8 kg kettlebell, 24 kg dumbbell, or two of them. And then I have a
Two
pull-up bar.
24. Are they 24? If I remember right, they're adjustable, but you're not going to get more than 24 on each
Oh no,
dumbbell, right?
they're just 24.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Um, and I have a pull-up
Oh,
bar and resistance bands.
yeah, I remember now, because you had to pick like a certain weight from the club
From the
gym,
club,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, 24 is actually a decent one, because
yeah,
they're heavy enough to even like bench quite well. They're probably too heavy to go. But,
yeah. No, you can
uh,
do high rep with them. I use the resistance bands for curls and stuff.
yeah, spot on. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're doing stuff that's like minimum effective dose,
Hmm.
which is what we kind of want to do for, well, that's all you sort of can hope to do, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because we wanna hold on to the muscle, like by doing a little bit of volume work, a little bit of hypertrophy work. We want to build some power out, which will do most of the keeping onto the muscle, but where we can add on to that. And then from there, it's like a case of getting in some like high intensity along with the fitness work, to then just you know take up the majority of your training volume. Because if we're really
yeah,
going to try and push fat loss, then I think that's what we would do.
yeah.
And that way, you can use the weights on, even like, you can probably use the weights on 2 of the days for conditioning. Like, there'll be
Hmm.
like weight based conditioning, similar,
Yeah,
or even maybe like movement based conditioning. So it'll be similar to sort of the tempos, but using the weights. That way, we're getting the
yeah.
volume in as well. Then we can do more 2 days of like sort of strength and power focus. Again, maybe even using the weights.
Hmm.
Have you got access to a field with? Can you take the weights to a field? Is more the question.
Yeah, I could.
Okay. Okay, we'll do that then, I think. And then we can do 2 days where it is just running tempos as well.
Cool. Yeah,
Because that way we've got, 4 days of decent enough, load going through the body, but also,
yeah,
not too much that it's overly, it's that we can really focus on building out power, building out the heart rate work and getting in conditioning, and then we can also then focus on the runs. Yeah, that'll work. And then, do you think you'll get back into the gym? It'll be your club gym first, your local club gym first?
Probably, yeah. I'm going to Dublin in... Oh, wait, actually, what am I saying? I'll be in Dublin, actually, probably when the gym's open. I'm starting an internship up there in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, okay. So this will be a nice 4-week block to get you going. And then
and then the gym should be opening March 5th. So, yeah, in probably about a month's time.
And then what we can do is we can shift the strength and power stuff to being like more... the strength and power would be replaced by one just all-out sprint session, one all-out like heavier weight session. We can then move the two weight-based conditioning, because you should be in better shape by then, to two, maybe even a third hypertrophy session, and then we could do one tempos to keep that heart rate up. But we can even do more tempos than that if you have the time. You know, we could even fit in the tempos around some of the weight sessions. That'll work. Oh yeah, I'm impressed by that. That'll work really well. I'm very happy.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Cool. Now tell me about your diet. How's that been since, you know?
Yeah, pretty good. I haven't drank since New Year's Eve, so that saved a lot of calories. So I'm finding it pretty easy. Like I kind of sampled with this a bit more with this coaching block that I have with you than I did at the last one. Where like I just cut back my calories like 100 or 200 for like 2 or 3 days, so I can enjoy like an extra few at the weekend, you know.
Yeah, I think I said that to you. It's like it was either you or it's literally my other Irish problem, because it's like you can play with calories as long as you're disciplined with the tracking. It's when you get undisciplined with the tracking, it's that like, or even undisciplined with the habits, that playing with, playing like trying to have the higher days and have the lower days, that then tends to bite you back in the arse, because it's just everything's a bit of a free for all, and whereas really you'd be better off just spending the 7 days having the exact same calories every single day, almost the exact same meal structure, because then you're even foregoing having a perfect pre-workout meal or post-workout meal, just have the same stuff every day, because then you're in a good habits. Once you've got that down, then you can start playing with it a little bit more, especially if you've got the time, and you've tracked since, again, it's probably the same since you've been 16, 17, so it's like, that it's just a case of logging the food. Hopefully, do you log it as and when you eat it? So then
sometimes the night before, if I know what I'm gonna have in the morning.
How much better do you feel when you do that?
Just kind of, it's an extra stress, just kind of not there.
Honestly, that's even a good reminder to me more than anything. Like, I always find it so much better if I know exactly, because I then don't have the stress of, what have I got to have for lunch? Like, I already know exactly what I've got, even if I haven't even cooked it, or even if it's something that I'm going to eat out. Like,
it's very handy.
So sticking with that. I think we could do that, and then I think what will be good about that is that you get to, you're more and more and more used to having those lower calorie days and still training and still being okay. And then we can even do that, and then if we rein in the weekends a little bit even more, then like fat loss is, starts to strip off you, I think. How many calories are you hitting on your low days? Actually, I can pull it up myself. Let me see. You can tell me if you have an idea.
I think like my kind of base calorie 2,600. And then so low day would probably be 2,300, 2,200, and a high day be 3,000.
Oh, nice. But mostly it's like around 2,700 is your.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like here. So what about getting in a little bit extra protein? I think we can do that. I think I don't know. No, I sort of said it on the live, but I also said it on a podcast that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. That like I don't think I think there might be a case for having lower protein if you're inactive, but I think if you're someone that's trying to lose weight and definitely hold on to all of your muscle, I think protein's key. And I think if you're trying to gain muscle as well, protein's also then going to be key. Like, yes, it might be unnecessary, but if you are, like, why even give that risk? We might as well just stay more consistent and have the protein.
Yeah.
And even if it means you lose a couple over the periods of months, a couple pounds less total.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think so.
We'd let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for now, let's just bump it up to. Let's hit a minimum of 200.
Cool.
And then we'll go from there. And because I actually, for you, I think if we are looking at the goal of bringing that weight down below the 120s, we also want to look at, like, that will then bring the carbs and the fats down a little bit. And that should give you some fat loss without bringing the calories down.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good. Yeah.
How many meals do you have in a day?
3 main ones and probably 1 snack.
Okay. Perfect. Like, so is it one biggish breakfast?
Yeah, probably about 800 calories.
Nice. So biggish breakfast, biggish lunch, which is a little bit later before training, or is it the snack is just before training?
I'd have the snack usually have it after my breakfast, just like in between study and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd have my second meal probably 2 hours before training, and then my last meal after training.
Perfect. Yeah, spot on. What are you having with the snack, as usual?
Usually dark chocolate or yogurt.
Yeah, make it more consistent. Like, let's just keep it as yogurt, and try and get in. It might be difficult, but you maybe that's where you make up your protein. Mm-hmm. If you just actually it would, wouldn't it? Or it'd be close. But if you get in a yogurt with a
scoop away.
Make sure it's at least 30 grams of protein ish, and that way you've got your 4 protein hits throughout the day. And you should be sweet. I think that would be good. Just looking here. How's your sleep going?
Pretty good, yeah. I'm pretty consistent. It's when I go to sleep and when I wake up. Usually go to sleep at like 11, half 11, and then I'd be up for about half 8. Yeah,
nice. You feeling like you're having more energy as the training's going on?
Like obviously sitting in front of a computer doing college all day is not the best for maintaining energy, but most of the time when training comes around, I feel okay.
What I suggest is, like, one decent, if you can, like, you said you have your snack in between. Take that snack and then go for a walk straight after it.
Yeah, I do sometimes. Usually go for a coffee and just see one of the lads or walk my dog or something like that.
Yeah. And then sometimes, like, if that gets pushed a little bit later, or if it's sometimes it just doesn't happen. Those are the days where you're more stressed, and those are the days where, like, you feel like you have less energy, maybe even the next day. But those are the days where it's, like, most crucial, Yeah. But yeah, that works. That works perfect. I'm looking at your scores here. What are you putting down? I meant to ask you this a while ago. Your time in bed number. What is that equating to?
Is that in minutes? Is that?
No, that's fine. As long as I know what I've said. Like, I've got some people that use time in bed, and we do just a wake up time, so we can see how consistent they can say. So other people we do go to bedtime, and other people we do hours. Any of them work. It's just getting that consistent measure. Don't want to overcomplicate it. So that seems fine to me. Okay, I think I've got all I need to build out the. How are you finding using the spreadsheet and the Notion?
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's a lot handier than the app that they used to have, I think.
Oh really?
Just because everything's in one place. Yeah, like, I know it was in the app as well, but I know it's more accessible or something like that, or just easier to type in. I don't know. Maybe it's just my phone.
Yeah, no. So there was like, I was really unsure. I'm glad you said that because I've been, I'm not sure if people are just talking shit when they're like, yeah, I like the sheets more, and I had a couple of
Yeah,
people that did like the app more, but they didn't use it that much. Whereas the
yeah,
people that used it every day, I just think sheets is easier. It's nowhere near as flash,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
but I think like the only thing I can think it sort of lacks is the app was a little bit cooler that you could flick through and it would have the
yeah.
exercise video and stuff.
Yeah,
But
that
number
was cool.
one,
Yeah.
that exercise video cut off the music, and then number two, like you shouldn't be looking at, oh, this is how to do this form like as you're in the
Yeah,
gym. I've always said this to people, like get in the mindset that you're going to train hard way before you go to the gym and know what's expected of you. Like there's a little bit of, I think it's like underappreciated or underutilized like sports psychology, that people that play high-ish level sport and do that sort of thing, like do almost autonomously, like they get themselves mentally prepared for a session, whereas I think people, because that's what you need to do to become an athlete, whereas a lot of people they might just go into the gym and be more reactive, be like, okay, what do I do now? Like you should be still getting yourself prepared. I'm glad you said that because I've actually had a few discussions with some other online trainers as well, and they're like trying to audition between different apps and sites that can and things that they can get built, and I'm like, the fact that Google Sheets has just withstood the setups, the time through everybody, it should be, it's as easy as you want it to be.
Yeah. No, it's pretty good.
Cool. I'm probably glad you said that because you could have just thrown it on the bus, and be like, "You're an idiot." Like I wish you'd have got away. and I like Notion. The only reason I use Notion is because it's just a little bit easier to house everything in there, and it's
definitely.
available on your phone. I don't like using it on my phone. I think you should like take the time to enter in a computer. But if you don't have that capacity, it still does work and serve a purpose on the phone. So okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and update your program based off of what we've said. Let's keep the calories the same. Let's move the protein. Make sure the protein gets to 200. For now, as of this week, you're. How do I want to play this? Let's still, if you want to do extra aerobic work outside of the tempos and other stuff that we're going to do, make it a maximum of 2 hours a week. Okay, so 120 minutes. On top of that, let's just make sure that we're getting in the I'm going to adjust your tracker a little bit, so I'll take out the food log because you're just going to log every day, and then just make sure that we're a little bit more like consistent with it. I know you're quite good with everything else really, but it's just calories and protein every single day, aerobic minutes, time in bed, AM weight, AM energy. Is there anything else that you feel like you need to track? Or you think?
Don't think so. I think that's
tracking?
about it.
Any skills you want to be working on in this time, or do you think that this month would be fine? When we get back to the gym, we'll start to worry about that stuff.
Yeah, I think so. No point worrying about it when there's not that much equipment available to me.
Yeah, and like no season on horizon. Like even if gyms do open in March, there's not going to be a season in March. There's not going to be season in April.
No, the feeling anyway from just when I was talking to the coaches and stuff, they said there'd probably be like a sevens tournament on during the summer or something if things calm down, but like you won't see me playing any sevens.
I was going to say, no concern to you then.
yeah.
Okay, so we're still targeting,
Probably
keeping
August,
that number, keep that number 3 shirt, come August. Beautiful. All right, mate. Any other questions you have for me or anything else we want to iron out?
No, I think that's perfect. Got through a lot there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad. I want to see how this, the people that are watching this series, because I've recorded this whole thing. I want to see if we can do these every few months. If there is good feedback on them, have people give this video that you'll see on YouTube a thumbs up. Let me know on the Facebook group, or even just shoot me a message on Instagram at @TJ_Rugby. Give Daragh a follow. What is your Instagram, mate?
Daragh Fitzgerald.
Ah, you dropped your lifting account.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that restarted if we get enough more follows, or
We'll see.
if the series gets popular. All right, buddy.